Good evening, everybody. I hope I didn't wait too long for me to start talking because sometimes those notifications cover up my live button. We are the Super Barley Brothers. We are down another chap, but this is only, temporarily. Temporarily. We've got Scott. He's down in what is it,
Pack
San
South.
Antonio, Pack South. Yeah.
Yep.
So hopefully by the next podcast that we have for you guys, he'll have a lot more to talk about because we all know he needs more of a reason to talk on these kind of things. But yeah,
Wait, shouldn't that be me?
yeah, actually, it should be
It
you.
really should.
Yes.
It's okay.
So we're gonna try to just kind of fill the gap because again, this is one of those things where we kind of have to go with the flow as to when I don't have my son. I don't have him this weekend, so we didn't want to miss giving another bi-week of content for you guys. So here we go. Me and John are going to talk about real quick about the beers that we're drinking right now, and then we're going to go ahead and quickly run through the Windows 10 event thing, and then we'll run through Nintendo Direct's recent thing, and then we'll call it a night. And then the next time we all get together, we'll have Scott ramble on for like 2 hours about PAX and all the weird smells that he probably came in contact with. He's already
I can
sent me
only
a couple of
imagine the
pictures.
smells.
I know, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's already sent a couple of pictures. One was, what was it? One was the Giant Bomb crew, which great crew, by the way. They were doing like their
Yeah,
live
they're doing
panel
their
or whatever.
presentation.
And then there
Mm-hmm.
was some guy or some girl dressed in a Spartan outfit that was protecting the bathroom. I don't know what kind of stuff
Yes.
that was supposed to be, but whatever.
It was just Scott being Scott. That's
No,
the best way
yeah,
to look at it.
being a
It's just
dick.
Scott being Scott.
I'll
Yeah.
say it.
Yeah.
I have no qualms.
Hey, go
So,
for it.
John, take a swig.
Take a swig.
How
Swig
you
is done.
doing? How
I'm
are you,
good.
sir? Oh,
I am. I've had a long, busy week, but that's to be expected. No big change there. But no, I'm good. Life's good. Work's good. Everything else is good. So.
good.
Yeah, no complaints there. Tonight we are enjoying Prairie's Funky Gold Amarillo.
Damn, I meant to look to see if they had that when I was there. Fuck.
He did. He's got some there. Don't worry, he's got a lot.
Okay, well,
So
maybe
you're
I'll
okay.
pick it up next time.
Yeah,
I
you're
dropped
okay.
I dropped a pretty chunk of change today, so I'll let you finish
Yeah.
before I get in.
Remember how I was telling you earlier, this was the one that popped fizzy on me.
Ah, yes.
So out of the entire bottle, I probably had yay much that was probably lost.
Oh,
So
damn.
yeah, this is I don't even think this thing has a size on it. What is it? How much do we have in here? Maybe a pint, maybe less than a pint. Oh, it's a pint. 9 ounces.
Okay, so for
So I probably
those of
lost 9
you
ounces.
listening to the podcast, not watching the video there, so at the neck, where it starts to get fat as it goes into the body, he was pointing roughly about an inch above that is where everything above that to the cap is what he lost because of the way this fizzed up after he opened it. Now, was it a cork top or was it like a
No,
regular pop
standard
top?
pop. Yeah, standard pop top. And for whatever reason, it just went fizz up on me. I mean, it sat all day long today inside the refrigerator, inside the keyser, and it just went skyrocket on me.
Damn.
So it is what it is. How about you?
Yeah.
What are you up to?
You know what?
What are you
I'm doing
enjoying?
well. Actually, first I wanted to cover what I was doing tonight because we're kind of getting this off to a late start because of me. What else is new? I had a buddy of
Yeah,
mine.
but they don't.
No, they don't know that, but now they do. I have a buddy of mine that so he every month he has this guy's night out, and he tries to schedule around me and my son's schedule so that I'm able to kind of make it out. Well, this guy served in the
Oh,
Marines, and I
okay.
thank him much for it. So, and he doesn't do this all the time, but we went ahead and we went to a gun range. So, we got to shoot some shit today, man. we had to fire some stuff off. I got a list I had to keep to. Well, actually, I had to text him for the list. So running down the list,
Where did you go? Where did you go to shoot?
Frisco Gun Club.
Oh, the new one.
Yeah, off of oh, nice fucking place, by the
Is
way.
it? I've
Oh,
heard about.
yeah.
I've heard things about it. I haven't actually been yet, but I've heard
Oh,
that it's beautiful.
I've been to Bullet Trap and I've been to this place. I like this place.
Mhm. Yeah,
Bullet
yeah,
Trap
I can
seems like
believe
it was
that.
held together with like bubble gum. You might know myself.
Maybe some
So,
lead on the outside.
oh, hold on. Let me run down the list of the guns that
Go
I've
ahead. Go ahead.
fired, and then I've got a couple of quick stories that I want to tell. So the guns that I fired was a 38 special revolver, a Glock 19, which is a 9 millimeter, I'm going to say this so wrong, a Kimber 1911 in 45 ACP. I'm not even sure what that stands for, to be honest with you. An AR-15 and a .308 sniper rifle that was suppressed.
Nice.
Yeah, like I fired off, I think it was like
Somebody had
two
a fun
rounds.
afternoon.
Oh yeah, fired off a couple of rounds that were unsuppressed just to kind of get a feel for it, and then threw the suppressor on there just to kind of hear what it sounded like. Oh man! And the AR, we also swapped out the suppressor on that just to kind of see how that played out. Man, that was something. That was something. But the stories that I've got is like there was a guy that was a couple of ways down, and I don't know how many listeners have been to a gun range to fire off a hand gun. Wow, I almost said hand cannon. Been
Pistol.
playing way too much
It
Destiny
is a
lately.
hand cannon.
It depends on what you're firing. There was a guy that was a couple of lanes down from us, and a lot of gun ranges have rules about rapid fire or auto fire. It was like you can't do it. Well, there was this
Yeah.
gentleman down the way. Later, it turns out I think he was a cop or something along those lines. Had a lot of different pieces, and one of which was an AR. And he dropped a couple of rounds, looked around, dropped a couple of rounds, looked around, and then just. I was like, oh my god! And all of a sudden, you just see someone from out of nowhere just go, "Hey, you can't do that, man." So we're doing that on like the regular like pistol range because the pistol range can handle so much caliber. And then my buddy also ordered up a rifle range so that we could go do the sniper rifle. So I go over to do my couple of shots to that. And I mean, that's quite a ways away. It's like I had to walk out of this range, down another hallway, up to a different range. And there's this guy sitting to the right of me that had a pistol. Like, in all aspects, it was a pistol. It had no stock. It had nothing that came up to the shoulder. And you put, like, rifle rounds into it, and when this thing went off, it went off. I mean, it was like, boom! Like, sucked the air just briefly out of the area.
Was it the Smith & Wesson 500?
I think it might have been. I don't
Was
know
it
guns
like
enough.
this big?
Okay, so yeah, I mean, it was fairly long, but
Yeah.
yeah, I had.
Silver body with rifled opening or slatted opening, like a
It,
cannon.
it was more of a so it was the gunmetal gray, not the
Yeah.
silvery gray, but the gray, dark gray, and it had more of the break opening, kind of like a shotgun.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
That sounds kind of like, well, the Smith & Wesson 500 that I've seen before is actually chambered in a 6-shooter style.
mm,
So the rounds just slide in like a traditional
yeah, no,
revolver.
no, not what this guy
Not
had.
that style.
Nope,
No.
nope. So
Damn.
moving right along. Then we all went out to have dinner at the Londoner up in Frisco. I had Temperatures on tap, and then I had Victory at Sea on tap, and then I'm doing the rest of tonight with an Alaskan Winter.
Going a little lighter tonight, huh?
Well, for now. I mean, like I told you earlier
Well,
before
you
we
had
started
a Tempest
recording,
and a Victory at Sea.
fuck it. I ate during those times, so I'm straight. I'm fine.
Our
Um,
livers are designed for 12 and above.
exactly. I was able to pick up some stuff that was pretty good tonight, but it's kind of one of those things where I got it warm, and I've got to at least get it coldish before I can drink it. So I'm just doing these while we're having our quick chit chat. But
Hey,
yeah,
nothing wrong with that.
other than that, everything's good. Although I do need to say one thing, and I'm not going to name names, but there was a gentleman that was at the gun range with us today, because there was about, I think it was like 6 people tops that was in this crew. When he went to the sniper rifle, he put his head a little close to the scope. Yeah. Again, I'm not naming names. Yeah, he ended up with a nice little gash in the middle of his eyebrows.
Oh,
So
that sucks.
I love it too. I
Hopefully he
look at
did,
him
yeah.
and yeah, oh no, he's fine. He's fine. I looked at him and I go, "Didn't you serve?" And he goes, "Yeah." And I go, "All right." And he goes, and I took, and that was the first shot, and I knew it. And I was like, I'm gonna take my other shots. So I'm gonna stay up here for a minute.
He knew where he goofed.
Yeah, hell of a guy though. Hell of a guy. Let me just throw that out there. I don't want anybody thinking I think less of him because of that. Because I consciously thought, stay as far back from that scope as you can. Because you saw that episode of CSI where the guy fired the RPG and his eye was too close to that scope. So pay attention to what you're doing. And these little bad boys here on your face, they're a little expensive. So let's not be
Yeah,
wasting that.
ain't that the truth? No, 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 no. Don't want to do that at all.
Nope,
God,
even
that's
with
fun.
insurance. All right.
Yeah.
So we're all doing fine. Hopefully the listeners and viewers are doing fine as I give you my weird finger jiggles if you're watching. If you're not, go look up the video because I'm doing it.
It's like a feedback.
Pretty much. So let's
Mhm.
I want to go ahead and let you dive into the and this is probably going to be a change as far as some listeners are concerned when they listen to this. I'm going to have John talk about the Windows 10 thing.
Yep, because we didn't have enough people actually bring up any conversation or comment pieces on the strongest female role in a video game.
Now, keep in mind, we did have someone that came through and named a whole bunch of them, but it was basically me and her that kicked in
Right.
everybody. So we're
And then had
we're
the
gonna set
conversation.
we're gonna set that aside because there was other conversations that happened in that loop. Doesn't really matter. We're gonna set that aside for now. We'll bring it up at another point. We're gonna cover this news because it was two big batches of news. We'll just knock that out for this time.
Yep. So, like Ian was saying, Windows 10 is obviously the one of the big topics that came out this week specifically. Um, with the biggest announcement out of all of it being that the first year that it's out, it's free. It's not going to cost you a thing
As
to
long as you've
upgrade
got
into.
what, 7 or 8.
7 or up.
Well,
You've got to
yes.
be on A1, but yeah.
What's
But as
funny
long as you're
is
not running like an Enterprise Edition, you're okay.
what's really funny is the first thing that came to my mind when they said it, I was like, well, what about those poor people that have 9? And then it dawned on me, they skipped 9.
Oh, poor Ian. I'm sorry, buddy.
I'm not too smart.
Yeah, we'll just say that you had one of those moments, like your buddy
Yeah.
with the sniper the first round. It was just a moment. You knew better. It was just a moment.
Right?
Mm. So yeah, we've got Windows 10 coming out. It's supposed to be a more, I want to call it old school, at least in my opinion, the way that they're kind of going back to their roots, in the way that it functions. So I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, it'll be coming out soon. I don't think they've got a launch date for it. It'll be hitting the Windows 8 phones. That's kind of the biggest platform or that's kind of the biggest thing that they've got going for it, is that it's going to be across all their platforms. So their mobile devices are going to be running 10. Computers are going to be running 10. Laptops will be running 10. So you don't
Xbox
have to
One will
worry
be
about
running 10.
exactly. Xbox One's going to be jumping up to 10. So everything that is Microsoft, which is kind of unusual for them in the first place, everything is going to be at the same point. There's not going to be this one sitting here and this one sitting at a lesser level. It's all going to be built together. So that'll be nice. And there's going to be some changes to 8.1. Obviously, one of the biggest things that I don't like is the fact that if I'm working in my start bar like I'm used to in every other version of Windows, and then I go to click my little Windows button in the bottom left-hand corner, well, guess what? Everything that I was working on has just disappeared. I don't have access to it. So
You're
if
in the
I'm trying to...
tiles.
Exactly. You switch over to the tablet mode for touchscreen, which,
Don't get
yeah,
me
it takes
started.
into...
When I first got
Yeah.
my laptop and I saw that was it, my brother actually looked at it and he goes, "Did you buy a touchscreen laptop?" I was like, "I don't know. Let me find out." Nope, nothing's moving.
Poke, poke, poke. Damn it. I just put a hole in my laptop.
There's still this fingerprint of pizza goo that goes across my screen.
You might want to clean that off.
Fuck it.
Just saying. So yeah, they're supposed to clean that up and make it a lot more user friendly. What people are used to. And don't get me wrong. I mean, the fact that you've got the tiles for a touchscreen, that's perfectly fine. But if you're not running a touchscreen, I don't really give a fuck about the tiles. I'm not going to use them. Not going to touch them. I always run in desktop mode, not tile mode. So it is what it is. You've got Cortana, which is going to be coming to the Windows 10 system. It's currently on the phones right now, but then it's going to be moving over to the PCs, and that kind of works like Google Now or Apple Siri. Although I wonder if you can ask Cortana if it will kill itself or any of those little weird Easter eggs that Apple put into their product.
You know I'm gonna.
Yeah, I know you will.
I gotta fuck with it. In fact, Obsidian, he's got one of the newer iPad Airs or Minis or no, not the Minis. It's got to be the Air. It's thin as fuck. And the other night he switched it on and we started going through a bunch of stuff that Siri could do, and I was trying to like ask it questions to get it to respond to certain things, but it wouldn't. But at one point, and I'm gonna make Cortana do this because a friend of mine did this like a couple of years ago when Siri was like brand new. And I strongly suggest anybody do this at all. If your phone can read text, have it do this. Go track down the script for Pulp Fiction. Okay? And you find the section that has the what, say what, one more time, motherfucker. That area. Just find that. Get you as much of that as you can and have that weird automated voice read that to you. That is comic gold right there.
Am I going to have to YouTube this?
I don't know if you can, but yes. I mean, you surely should.
That just sounds funny as hell. Because that is a classic scene. I never even thought about that before.
Oh, yeah. No, and to test it out, I had him look up the first heist scene in Pulp Fiction, which is was it Tim Roth and Honey, I guess was her name, in the restaurant.
Yeah.
The whole any of you motherfuckers move and I'm gonna execute every last motherfucking one of you. I had that readout, and that was, oh man. Glorious stuff.
Oh man. That is awesome. I'm gonna have to try that out because I'm running Lollipop on my phone, which is Android 5, and it's got Google Now built into the launcher for the kind of the mass edition, and it's really kind of nice because you can just ask it to do whatever you want, and it'll just do it. You want to navigate somewhere, just slide over to the window, say, "Hey, okay, Google," and then it'll tell it where you want to navigate, and it'll go ahead and pick up and start running.
Nice.
You can tell it to call somebody and whatever the case might be. So if Cortana can pull off the same thing, hey, all the better. If I can start yelling at my computer, all the better.
Oh, then you'll be in the situation I've been ever since I bought a Kinect.
Yeah, pretty much. Ooh, I wonder if I can power it off. Okay,
What
PC,
just...
turn off.
You said that, and all of a sudden I heard some weird bloom.
Yeah, that was my phone. I just realized that it was in noise mode.
Yeah. Noise mode.
Yeah, somebody decided to test my check-in on Untapped.
It wasn't me. I'm busy.
No, it was another one of our mutual buddies, Quentin.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
So Bearded Goat decided to toast my check-in. It's good stuff, really is. I like this stuff. Not quite tart enough, but it's good stuff. So yeah, you've got Cortana on Windows 10. I think probably the biggest thing that I'm surprised by, and I know that this has kind of been touched on before. A lot of people were yelling at it, but Internet Explorer's going away.
Huzzah!
There will not be IE anymore. Now it's going to be Spartan.
Ah, damn it! Fucking really? I mean,
yeah,
come on.
That's the name of it, Spartan. It could have been worse. They could have called it Sparta.
No, they couldn't have.
What you got there? This is Sparta.
As long as they didn't call it Covenant, that's fine.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you knew that this was all going to be around some damn Halo theme.
I could
I'm sure the
understand
code name
Cortana.
for 10 is.
Halo?
Yeah, it's probably Halo
Well,
themed.
I mean, okay, so, and I'm not trying to like push you into the next topic, the one that I'm waiting for you to get into, but the augmented reality, what did they call it? Holovision?
Yeah, I think it was called Holovision or
I'm
something like
surprised
that.
they didn't call that like, I don't know, Mjolnir visor or Chief Glass or fucking ODST face or just
It's the HUD. What'd you got
the
there?
HUD.
The HUD.
Oh my god! I really want to know if that is going to cost me like $500 and if it will be compatible with the one, because that
Well,
would be interesting.
what is an Oculus Rift run?
Mhm. An arm and a leg comparatively, and a PC that
Well,
can run the games that run on it.
true. Well, I've got a buddy that had a developer version. I think he had a DK2 version
Oh,
of it that
see
he
that,
was
and
running.
that's the one that's supposed to be really good. That's like the latest one that's out so far, I think.
Yeah. Let's see. Development Kit 2. I don't think it's got a price for me.
Not for you. You didn't back it on the Kickstarter, sir.
No. 350. That's not
Not.
bad.
No, that's not bad at all, actually.
That's the cost of a gaming system.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
That's what I get for being an early adopter. I'm sitting there going, no, it's not. And then I'm like, oh, wait, they did just drop the price again back to 350. Yes. Shit. Fuck ass.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, you've got Spartan now, and apparently Cortana's going to be built into it as well. So there's a full integration. I wonder if that's going to function like the old Windows Office paperclip that sat down in the bottom right-hand corner. What would you like to do? Dink.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. I just realized the greatest thing ever. If you get the hollow glasses or the face hugger, whatever the fuck they're gonna
Oh
call this thing,
God, face hugger.
and all of a sudden you bring up Word and Cortana just kind of pops up like next to your monitor. Oh my
Oh,
god, dude. Oh, that would be
this okay.
fucking
This
awesome.
is this is not like Virtual Dancer.
You knew exactly where my mind was going too,
I
and
knew where you were at. This is
that's
not going to be your
frightening.
Triple X version of Cortana.
Oh, I'm sure once the
Cortana,
modding
less
community gets a
please.
hold of this, we are going to do something disgusting with it.
Oh my God. I can already tell where this is going.
Let's see if this podcast even sees the light of day comparatively to where
Uh,
we're going now.
yeah, I don't know at this rate. So yes, little dancing Cortana in the side. That's all we're asking for. Just do 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 do.
And a small electric pole, you know, that's
Dance Cortana, I command you.
dance for me, Cortana. they're like bitcoins at her.
Yay for cryptocurrency! But see, the best part, if you start doing that, since they can't track who's sending those coins, there's no telling where that money's coming from.
Exactly.
Cortana, I
Like,
need your Bitcoin wallet address.
and then I'm just gonna throw your own money right back at you. You have your money. Ah,
Oh, there's a tangent that we. Yeah,
yes,
we should have had other people on for that. That would have been greatness.
yes.
Oh my God.
So, other than Spartan and Cortana, uh,
Yeah. You've got the Xbox integration that's
yep.
supposed to be coming into the PC realm. They've kind of got that going now. Although for whatever reason I can't get my old Xbox stuff to connect in on my Windows 8.1 that I'm running, so I'm not quite sure how that's supposed to function.
I don't. Wait.
Um,
What are you talking about? Because I don't think they have it in yet.
no, it's in there. You have the ability to go in under like games or something, and you can sign into your Xbox level account. But
Oh
it's
yeah,
been
yeah, yeah,
years
yeah.
since I've signed into my Xbox account,
Well, there's your
so
problem.
it's probably disappeared into the ether.
Well, yeah, if it's been
But
years, they actually recently reset that stuff about, I want to say 6 months to 7 months ago.
no, there you go. It's gone.
Yeah, because I
But
had a
it's
name that I loved, and I lost
hmm
it because I couldn't remember the credit card number that I had when I got my 360. When I used Xbox Live on the Prime, I couldn't remember what credit card number was used, so I couldn't then access my my account to re-unlock that, and that's how I ended up with the Fiend 75002.
mm. Did you lose all of your achievements and your badges?
Well, that was on the Xbox Prime where they didn't have that.
Oh, okay.
So it's like
See,
the
I
only
don't
way I
remember these
could
things.
regather that gamer tag from then was to input the credit card that was tied to the Xbox Live account that I had at that particular time.
Gotcha.
But I
That would make
canceled it,
sense.
didn't know it. So, and then a couple of years ago they unlocked it, and I was like, oh, I could drop like $10 to change my name, or I could just keep the name I've got. think I'll keep the name I got.
It's a little bit easier way to go. I don't
Oh, it
blame you at all
totally
for
is.
doing that.
Now that everything on my social media is Fiend75002.
There you go. That makes everything a lot easier.
Beer number
So yeah,
two.
you've got there you go. So yeah, you've got your Xbox integration. It's gonna have the ability to do sharing and some live panels and some stuff like that. So maybe a Twitch type look so that you can chat and play at the same time. Not really sure, but you're gonna have DVR and video clips and snapshots. So yeah, it'll be interesting. It kind of sounds like what Raptor does right now. I'm kind of curious to see how that's going to work. Um, DX12 is supposed to be attached to Windows 10 as well, but of course that's going to require that you have a card that supports DX12. Otherwise,
Useless.
it's wasted.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not going to do any good. As it is, I'm running on a DX11 card, and I don't think I'll make the jump to 12. Maybe it's a DX10. I don't know.
I don't even know what
It's
this.
DirectX.
Well, no. I know what you're talking about. I'm trying to say I
Okay.
don't know what this little thing can does. Like I
No,
don't.
DirectX 1.
No. Well, now I do
I'm
have an
just
Intel
messing.
Core i3 because that's the only sticker that's still on this thing. So it's
You know what you need to do is you need to replace those stickers with beer stickers.
you know that's not a bad idea. It's like do the whole back or the back of the monitor with nothing but beer stickers. That's actually a really good idea.
Yep, that'd be a good way to go. Make your device stand out.
Mm.
So, yep, you got that. And that is kind of the biggest thing. There was kind of an oddball announcement that PC World had picked up, and it doesn't really do with Windows 10, but the Windows themselves are releasing what's called the Surface Hub, which is supposed to be a 84-inch 4K touch display for offices.
Oh my
So
god.
think about going into a meeting for that.
Oh, I just want to play Fruit Ninja on it.
You know, it's funny that you say that because we've got in our offices they just put up basically whiteboard walls in our office. They painted it on there, so the entire wall surface itself is nothing but a whiteboard that you can write on. So you can just doodle away and then wipe it off. That's kind of what where the Fruit Ninja thought came into mind too.
What keeps you
What you
from doing
doing?
like I don't know a human body outline on the wall?
Nothing.
No, well
Oh,
do
you
it.
know, I may have to do that on Monday before somebody goes into the war room for a meeting.
There you go.
Oh my God, that would be funny if I could just see somebody walking back out and asking what the hell had just happened.
You have to have two people involved though. You can't. I mean, someone's got to like trace you. Or
Wait
you've
a minute,
got
I
a
can't
credit.
stand here like this and go.
Well, I mean, you could, but that would take a lot longer than you think. Actually, if you go in
It
there with
would.
three people, that would take really short amount of time.
Yeah.
Because you, like, let's say, theoretic. Why am I even like heisting this out? You stand up against the wall. You have one person start at your left foot, the other person start at your right foot.
Yeah.
And as soon as they reach your head, you reach down and do between your legs, and then boom, you're done and gone.
Yeah. It's quick and easy.
That's what she said.
Oh, Ian, what would we do without you, my friend?
I know, right?
It would be a very boring world without you around.
I know. I keep stuff going.
Okay, so do me a favor. Tell me about this Nintendo thing that you were
Well, you're not
mentioning earlier.
you're not technically done.
Well,
You
what
have
else have I missed?
you glossed over one of them. Yeah, no, I gave Scott shit for the most non-announcement before during that PlayStation thing where that guy came out and talked about Final Fantasy VII. Well,
Yeah.
Phil Spencer is head of the Xbox game brand for Microsoft, and he has been on other podcasts talking about how he recently went to talk to the people at Rare. And while there's many different games that Rare has still underneath its banner or was procured by Microsoft when they were bought up, one of which is Battletoads, and he actually came to the stage wearing a Battletoad shirt.
No,
Yes.
I
So
did not.
that's
Well, I didn't get a chance to watch, so
oh
that
well.
explains why I
So
didn't
it's
even realize that.
kind of one of those most non-announcement announcements because there was a like back when the Xbox One was being revealed, a lot of people, not a lot. Well, let me rephrase this. Not a lot of people caught this, but enough people caught this that when they were flipping through the tiles on the Xbox One, there was a crackdown agility orb on one of the tiles, and it really didn't like people didn't call it out until we were up on last year's E3 when they finally came out and said yes, another crackdown is in the works.
Hmm.
So you kind of get one of those things where it's like, okay, either they're saying there's going to be a new Battletoads game, or they're going to let Rare go back to some of their old things. And, I think I played Battletoads like once when I was a kid.
Man,
I
that was like the greatest game ever. I remember going into the CCs that we had and just playing it for hours on end.
Okay, so you're talking about the arcade, but I'm
Yeah, but I played the
referring.
console as well. Yeah.
Okay, so and that's the thing is I hear a lot of mixed things about like there's a lot of people that are like that game was great, it was awesome, it was fantastic, and then there's a lot of people that are like no, that game was shit. The controls were mucky and ugh. That's so.
It was
I mean,
great, but it was a hard ass game.
oh yeah, it was Dark Souls before Dark Souls was Dark Souls. Well, no, I'm sorry. Let me take that back. It was Dark Souls before Dark Souls was Demon Souls.
And before you'd even knew that it was going to exist.
Oh, well, yeah, very true. Very true. So then, now let me run into what I need to run into, and let me find the post, and I'm gonna try to make this sound as fluent as possible, but I am reading all this information off of another website because I don't know, we're an indie podcast, and that's where we get our news. Mm.
Like it, suck it.
So Nintendo had one of their little direct things recently, and they ran through a bunch of information. A lot of it had to do with the 3DS. I'm sorry. Let me step back for a second. It had a lot to do with the new 3DS.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's not fucking confusing at all.
Well, it's like the Xbox One, the Xbox Prime.
Hold on. Okay. I can kind of see the confusion there. But let's step back. Let's go ahead and de-intelligentize ourselves and be those parents or significant others of people that play video games that is walking into a video game selling type store, and they're having to ask for the new 3DS, or even better, games that work on a 3DS or a new 3DS or the 2DS. This is some stupid ass branding. Stupid
Yeah.
ass branding. That's a rant for another time. But I'm going to do it. I'm going to do a rant. It's going to happen. But let's run down the information that came to us from the great hill of Nintendo. So as everybody knew, they're doing the Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask 3D. Holy shit, excuse me. Apparently it looks great. It works well on the current 3DS systems and the new 3DS systems. Which, I'm sorry, I probably need to go back. The new 3DS, basically, shit, I wish I had mine here to show off. Basically, it's the same layout. Has a higher CPU, higher processing. It's able to load current shit faster. And then above the 4 face buttons, it has a C-stick, very similar to the old GameCube controller. That basically works like the nub from an old IBM ThinkPad for the mouse thing. So you've got that in there, and
devilish red one right in the center.
exactly the pencil eraser thing.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got that, and that's supposed to work as your second analog stick in a way, shape, or form. I've heard reports that it works very well, but if you're playing, there's a game, I'm sure I'll hit on this list here soon. There's a game that does like a Gears of War-esque type of thing, and people have said that they had to like ratchet up the sensitivity on it to be able to use that properly in that particular game. So I don't know. We'll just have to see. So Majora's Mask. You know, I was really excited when Ocarina of Time was re-released on the current 3DS systems, and I got that. Games with timers, though, not a huge fan of. I've heard, though, that this is the weirdest Zelda game ever, so I don't know. Maybe if it's on sale, I'll...
I had played it early on. I think when it first came out, the very initial release, and I may have played it for a very short period of time. But yeah, you're right. It was a completely screwed up game.
Yeah.
Apparently a very good one, but it wasn't what I was used to in the Zelda series. So it just didn't make any logical sense to me.
No, and I can't stand the fact that technically the game only lasts for 3 days, or was it 72 hours?
Yeah.
But you have to like keep going back and resetting time, and you have to do this whole Groundhog Day thing to where at the end of the game you start, I think it's like day 1 or day 3, and you've got to then run through and finish all these quests real quick because you've got the last key element to it. You finish them out, and then you go fight whoever the fuck it is that you fight. Probably Ganondorf, but whatever. Moving right along. So, now here's a shitty move. This is one of the worst things I think I've ever heard a company do in my entire life. And keep in mind that this will come up in my rant when I go off on it, but I need to make sure that it's said at every avenue. If you procure a new 3DS in-box, sealed, closed, purchased, it does not come with an AC adapter. Yeah. Seriously. You're old?
But I read and I understand why they did that. So part of it makes sense. I don't agree with it, but part of it makes sense.
Keep in mind, though, if I'm on as tight a budget as I am, because I try to stay on top of all these video game releases, except for PlayStation, I want to try to keep everything in my house. If I'm going to upgrade to a new DS that's going to cost, and I haven't even covered this, but $200, and there's a whole nother rant that's coming, I have to keep the old adapter. Well, guess what? No resale place that will allow me to get a discount to upgrade to the new system will buy my older system without the AC adapter. Yeah. And I can almost guarantee you when the time comes to turn in my new 3DS to get, I don't know, 3DS 2? Which, yeah, that'll get confusing at that point as well.
They're
going to expect, yeah, right. They're going to expect me to turn it in with an adapter, which I had
Yeah.
to pay separately for. You know what?
It's what,
I under
35 or something for the
well,
additional
no.
adapter?
It's I think it's like 10 to 15.
Oh, okay.
And I'm sure there'll be an abundance of them. I'm sure they won't be dumb enough to do the same thing that they did with the Wii U GameCube adapter. Hear the sarcasm in my voice.
Yeah.
1-to-1, Nintendo. In February, when we launched this, it must be 1-to-1. That way, when you've got your fanboys and girls that don't need the adapter, we have a surplus. Because we're
There you
going
go.
to need the surplus. Ugh.
That leave a bad taste in your mouth, my friend.
Oh, man, I tell you what, I don't even want to get started on it. And
You
then,
know what grinds my gears?
one of the good things, though, is that the amiibos are compatible with the 3DS, just the new 3DS straight out of the box. You apparently place it on the bottom screen, and that's good, and that works.
They put an NFC reader on the screen itself or underneath the screen?
I think it's underneath the screen.
Interesting.
Yeah, again, I'm not really happy with Nintendo at this point.
No.
But I do just I want to cover everything and make sure that we state everything. There is a new Rhythm Heaven game coming, which I haven't played the other ones. Majora's Mask. Majora's Mask had a particular a new 3DS bundle that was coming out that sold out in 15 minutes.
Yeah, special unit or something.
Yep. Tingle invades Hyrule Warriors. Nobody cares.
Tingle.
Yeah, it's
a.
God, I want to say he was from Wind Waker.
Mm.
He was a Zelda character that was just really, really weird. The Tekken director is making a new free 4-player co-op game exclusively for the Wii U. So it's called Project Treasure. Not a lot has been seen, heard, talked about it, but if I had to kind of try to give you an avenue to look at, it's kind of a Left 4 Dead type of situation.
Interesting.
Or Gears of War 3, because I had 4 players all the time.
Yeah.
Harvest Moon has a new trailer. Ace Combat, Assault Horizon Legacy Plus is coming to the 3DS, the current 3DS.
3DS Prime.
God damn it. There's a new Kirby and the Rainbow Curse trailer that's out. Watch the new trailer for Eternal Mystery Dungeon. That was on Wii U. Check out the Retro Avenue
I love how
game.
you do that.
Ironfall Invasion is bringing 6-player multiplayer to the 3DS eShop this February. This is the game that when everyone played it on the new 3DS at a function that was held shortly after this Direct, they had to ratchet up the sensitivity on that C-stick.
Oh, yeah.
So because this is, quite literally, this game was created by, I think it was like 3 people, and it is a straight ripoff of Gears of War. Like, not story-wise, but
the entire gameplay mechanic.
Yeah, the gameplay mechanic. Oh, you know what? I totally missed over another button combination that's been added to the new 3DS. Hopefully people haven't started writing in the comments, you motherfucker, you forgot about this. So, the current 3DS has these 2 shoulder buttons. But then on the new 3DS, you have 2 more. Just past them. Because,
Hell.
yeah. No, it's, so, think
So
about
is
it
this
like
supposed
this.
to be like when you're running a double trigger, like the trigger buttons and then your shoulder buttons, if you're running like a 360 controller?
Okay, so technically, yes. But think about it if they weren't above each other and they were right next to each other.
Just
Yeah.
like a toggle.
Yeah.
God, that's weird.
But it's 2 separate buttons. It's not like a volume switch on a phone.
Right.
Oh,
But in that same linear type
Yeah.
fashion.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah. No, I can see it. I mean, I know that you don't have a 3DS, so you've never really like spent a lot of time holding one. It's very easy to do. In fact, when I'm using the shoulder buttons on my 3DS, I'm usually
Hmm.
writing in that second groove of my index fingers. So it would be very easy for me to just kind of wrap my fingers just a little higher and just hit those other buttons. So that's not a huge deal.
Gotcha.
Let's see here. Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate was launching in February 3rd. I think that's another one that is going to work with the new 3DS. There's a bundle included for the Monster Hunter new 3DS. I can't. And this is the
Not
other
quite.
thing that really pisses me off is they're not making it very clear which games will only run on the new 3DS and which games will run on all DS.
So this
Well, no,
isn't
I can't even.
like an old backward compatibility where you can run 3DS games on a 2D.
So, okay, you can play 3DS games on a 2DS, but you
Okay.
cannot play new 3DS games on a 3DS or a 2DS. See, this is
Mm.
the shit, man. Nintendo
That's
wants
kind of
to make
convoluted.
money. See? That's. Oh, boy.
I don't blame them for wanting to make money, but they could make it a little less confusing. That'd probably be a good idea.
You know what would have been, and I heard this on another podcast, is I understand where they went with the name because it's very easy for a parent to say, I need the new 3DS.
Yeah.
But it has an avenue of creating confusion when you're buying games to the
Oh, I
point
won't
where it will
disagree.
say a new 3DS game. It's like, well, fantastic. It just came out. Great. My husband or son will love it. If they had called it the 3DS Optimus Prime or 3DS Gotham
Bumblebee.
City or something stupid to the point where a parent or an unknowing significant other could walk into a retail place and say, I want that 3DS, the new one. So I
Yeah.
see where they just took out all that other confusion and created a whole nother bigger bag of fucking confusion. This is a motherfucking piece of shit, and I'm only halfway down this list. Okay.
You don't seem upset by this in any
No,
capacity, my friend.
I'm actually really, really agitated by this. There is news later on down this list that I'm really, really looking forward to talking about, but that doesn't matter. Codename Steam is going to hit the 3DS, and this is a 3DS game that will support the amiibos. So now, hang on, let me compose myself. So the new 3DS will launch before the old 3DS's amiibo support dongle will come out.
Well,
But this fuck. This game will be on the eShop, and I could buy it, and after a while, if I buy the dongle to be able to make it so that my amiibo, which I have not taken out of the package, will access it to be able to use. You know what? I'm not even going to go down that avenue because Samus Aran is staying in the box. That's where she's staying. I'm not using that amiibo.
there you go. Now, could you take an amiibo and put it on the 3DS dongle and it would function? Or does it actually have to be out of the package?
That's a really good question.
Because if the range
Part of
is
me,
enough that you could just hover it, you might be okay.
yes, but then again,
Mint
now the
condition.
collector, yeah, the collector in me says it needs to have never been used. You
Nobody's
know,
going to know if it's been used.
not unless I take it out of the package, or if they put it over a dongle, or
But are they unique ID'd?
yeah, it
Oh,
saves information to it. Like if I were to like, so in
oh.
theory,
I didn't
let's.
realize that it was a read-write system.
Oh yeah. So
Okay,
let's
okay.
just say, for example, if I were to take Samus Aran in the package, and I was to play Smash Brothers, and I was to send her in there and do all sorts of stuff and level her up, and then send that information back into the amiibo, it would save in the amiibo, even if it was in or out of the package. But you know what?
See, I thought for some reason that it saved on the unit itself.
Nope, no. It's saved to the device. In fact, there was an article that I skipped earlier, to where there's a Mario Party that's coming out for Wii U. I don't know what the hell they're calling it. I'm assuming it's Mario Party Wii U, because I don't know, in 2 years, Mario Party Wii U 2 doesn't sound stupid as fuck to begin with. But if you use one of the current Smash Brother based amiibos, you have to actually wipe the memory off of those before you can use them in Mario Party. Or you could buy one of their Mario Party specific amiibos. I don't know, just... Oh, sweet Jesus. I'm just...
This is kind of like the Skylanders issue that Scott was running into, where the new Skylanders Trap Team series
Yeah.
has... It's like magic. You've got your earth base, your fire base, your water base, your whatever. So that's kind of like that's what I'm seeing with that as well. That's unfortunate.
Well, but see, okay, think about it this way, though. So usually what
I
happens
get it.
what happens with Disney Infinity and Skylanders is when the next incarnation of it comes out. So let's say Disney Infinity 2.0 comes out, right? I'm able to take Jack Skellington, which was a Disney Infinity 1.0, and I'm able to put him on there, and he works. Like, I don't have to wipe his memory or anything along those lines.
Right.
He just fucking works. I don't have to do
Now, see,
anything.
like,
Okay, so where were we? Now I'm back. Lots of editing going to need to happen. All right, so currently we've lost John. His internet has dropped out, so I'm going to try to continue on down everything that I've got here, and we'll just run along. So Nintendo is going to try their first hand at the cross-buy type of biz stuff, whatever you want to call it. And basically what they're going to do is they're going to make it so that this Mario versus Donkey Kong Tipping Stars is going to be available through, let's see here, for the Wii U and the 3DS. It'll be the cross-buy title, meaning if you buy one version, you get the other. I think it's $20. Interesting. Love to see more. That series is actually pretty cool. It's more of a puzzle-based game. It's not a straight Mario Donkey Kong type of old school situation. One of the best ones that I've ever played, and really what carried on. I think the whole game is based around. Oh, are you there?
yeah, I'm back. We have internet again. Sorry about that.
Yay! No, that's cool.
Ridiculous.
You just wait till I have to edit this down.
I say just let it run as it is.
Oh, fuck that. There's like 2 minutes of me going, what's going on? So you'll just have to bear with, John, while I finish up this topic that I've gotten onto. So the Mario vs. Donkey Kong Tripping Stars, it's Nintendo's first attempt at doing the cross-buy. It's on the Wii U. It's on the 3DS. It's a puzzle-type game. One of the with two... Well, actually, three of the ones that I've got. Basically, what it is Mario has these little toys of himself, and you got to basically lead them through the level to grab all the doodads and then lead them to the door. Almost kind of like, I want to say like Lemmings, but you don't have other things that you could tell them to do. It's just you've got certain things that you, like paths that you need to set on the ground for them to be able to go through. So that's how that plays out. Let's see here. I don't know what Fossil Fighters is, so I'm just going to move past it. All right. Okay. So here's another thing that's going to load me into a tangent. Is the 3DS, the one I have and the one Scott has are two different sizes. There's the 3DS and the 3DS XL. So as they're launching the new 3DS here in the States, they're only giving us the option for the XL. The smaller version actually has replaceable face plates, kind of like the old 360 had. Like you can custom
the backs in the front or the backs in the bottom.
Yep. Yeah, the back of the monitor. Yeah. The backs. Okay. We'll just call it the backs.
There you go. Sorry.
Yeah. You can change those out on the smaller version. We don't get that option at all.
Sure you do.
No,
For your
no,
driver.
the region law. Well, okay, very true. Like you carve into it with a knife, really shitty ass
There you go.
Samus Aran. You just carve into the side of the. Kind of has that forever alone face because I couldn't get the fucking mask right. I'm actually really pissed off about this because the new 3DS XL in America is selling for $200. No, I am not reading the $199.99. It is $200 plus the $10 to $15 it takes to buy the adapter if you don't already fucking have one.
Deep breath in and out.
The only thing that is going to get me to buy the new 3DS is if they put out a Metroid game or a Pokemon game that is specifically only for the new 3DS. That one game that they've got so far, which is like Chronicles of Xenoblade, which technically is available on the Wii, but you have to buy either through Nintendo or GameStop or eBay. Either way, you're getting gouged in the asshole. So, you know what?
Oh, you got to get it direct through Nintendo.
Well, they had a deal with GameStop, which that's like handing the devil your balls. Okay?
Yeah.
Not going to do it. No. The last time I bought something from GameStop was to walk in there and literally buy a brand new copy of Grand Theft Auto 5 because fuck if I was going to buy a used copy.
I've GameStop as of late. I think the last thing I bought was the Gears of War series.
Mm.
That
I
might
think
have
we
been
were all standing in line for that. I think it was Gears of War 3, if I'm not mistaken.
And Red Dead Redemption. That was the other thing.
Well, I wasn't in line for that one, but man, was that
But yeah.
not a badass game?
Yeah. Loved it. It was a fantastic game.
You know what? In this age of remasturbation that we're all going through, where everything is getting re-released and this, it would just be so awesome if we could get really good games from like mid to early generation. Or, I don't know, a couple of generations back. Like, I would kill a bitch for Crimson Sky's High Road to Revenge on the Xbox One. Literally, I would kill a bitch for that game. But then again, what do I know?
That would actually be a beautiful game to see.
Oh, it would. It's still a really pretty game, in my opinion.
Do a little HD remaster on it, and you're good to go.
Oh my god! Even the voice acting on it was really good. But I tell you what, you get Nathan Fillion, Nolan North, or Troy Baker. Burp. Excuse me. To do the voice of the main character, and you've got it. That guy was. It was straight Han Solo. That main character in that thing was like a straight Han Solo, and either of those chaps could fucking do that.
Yeah.
Okay. I need to finish running through all this shit because we still got quite a few more. If you have a Wii...
You gotta do, brother.
Right. Well, I had to balance out the fact that your internet dropped out, so I blame you slightly for this.
Yeah, I realize that. That's perfectly fine. It was my fault.
No. It's not your fault.
No, it's AT&T's fault.
Yes, it is. So if you have a Wii U, I strongly suggest in May I strongly suggest now you look into buying a game in May called Splatoon. It's kind of their, I want to say it's first party. I don't think it's, I think it's first party. But it's kind of basically what it is like territories from old, Tony Hawk pretty much is how I want to put it. Is like if you were ever playing a not a co-op, but a multiplayer type of Tony Hawk game, you had territories where if you did the highest score trick off of a particular ramp, that ramp would then become your color. So what Splatoon is everybody has paint, and they're like painting all over the place, and that's also the weapon they use against each other. And at the end of it, whoever has the most territory that's covered in paint wins. So That looks really interesting. Mario Party 10 to hit Wii U in March. Pokemon Shuffle is going to be a free-to-play puzzle game on 3DS. And of course, it says 3DS, not new 3DS. So, hoping it'll work on my system.
Fingers crossed.
Yes. I don't like this headline, but I'm going to go ahead and just cover the main thing. So, the Wii U is starting to get Wii games available on like virtual console type setup. Where they're downloadable. So kind of like early on in the 360's lifespan, they did downloadable versions of older games. This was kind of some of the ones that were, ironically, they were already backwards compatible games, but they made it so that you could buy them as digital download type styles. So the Wii U is doing these, and this is the one thing that's actually got me to the point where I'm really starting to look at my budget as far as procuring my own Wii U. You've got 3 titles that are coming out for this. Let's see here. If I'm probably not going to read them in order. Okay, no, here's the order. So the first one is Super Mario Galaxy 2, which for its first week, and I think that week might be over by the time this thing finally goes live, is it was $10, and now it's up.
It's live right now.
Well, no. It was $10 during its initial week, and then after that, it's $20 for that game. Which apparently I've heard that's one of the greatest Mario games done. So that's not too terribly bad. Shortly thereafter, which I think is this week, is Punch Out, the Wii version. Now, this is not Mike Tyson's Punch Out. This is the Punch Out that came out with the Wii. Came out near the end of the Wii cycle. Apparently, it's a fairly good Punch Out game. I don't know. I don't care. I don't care. But this one tidbit of information is the one thing that is making me so close to just going out and buying a Wii U. The Metroid Prime Trilogy is going to be available January 29th through the Wii U eShop. What this basically does is this takes the first 2 Metroid Prime games, Metroid Prime 1 and 2 / Echoes, whatever you want to call it. Those were on the GameCube, so you had to deal with that controller and that scheme. When Metroid Prime 3 Corruption came out, it had a very different control scheme because it was on the Wii. So you had your little wiggle waggle and your nunchuck. Hang on, I gotta edit this out. So you had your little wiggle waggle and your nunchuck, and that, they gave you the controls, better controls for a first-person shooter type, Metroid type game. So basically, what they did is they re-released 1 and 2, and then 3 in a bundle called, the Metroid Prime Trilogy, and it was a limited run, very small print. So it's a highly sought after Metroid game, Metroid package, I guess. Yeah,
I could see you can put on that in pretty much a heartbeat.
Yeah. Wait, see, and you know me. Now, technically, I have Metroid Prime 1, 2, and 3, but I don't have that. So, I mean, getting a Wii U to download that would at least give me the ability to play that. But again, that's one of those ones that where if I find it, it's going to cost me anywhere between $80 to a couple of $100 to be able to procure the game, per se, to have like a physical copy. So, part of me is like, man, I'm just waiting to see like close to the end of the month. Can I get a bonus big enough to be able to cover buying that? Because it's $10 if I get it in that first week, but then that's $300 that I got to come up with for a week.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
That's an understandable concern, though.
Yeah. I'm super jazzed. Either way, I mean, if I end up getting a Wii U later than that, I've got that to look forward to. I've got Bayonetta 2 to look forward to. Smash Brothers, from what I've played of the 3DS version, the Wii U version has got to be phenomenal. Mario Kart 8 has got to be a blast. I loved 7, so There's a lot that's like really making me want to get a Wii U. But it's
Yeah.
now that there's actually fucking games for it that's making me to want to get it.
Well, that's kind of what it should be. I mean, you don't want to go out and purchase a console just because of the name and not have anything to back it up.
Shut up. That's why I bought my Xbox. Love you. Don't stare at me like that.
Xbox off.
Yeah, that's why you're in my headphones. Okay? I
I
don't
know.
let you out of my speakers.
Oh, I remember the fun we had with that, though.
Yeah, no, you guys had lots of fun with it.
You didn't.
No, not at all.
Thank you
So
for letting us indulge ourselves.
the biggest bit of news, well, the second biggest bit, well, okay, so the last one was kind of like number 2. And this is number 1 out of the big news that came out of this Nintendo Direct, is we are getting a new Fire Emblem game for the Nintendo 3DS. As far as I understand it, it is going to work on current 3DS games and 2DS, well, 3DS systems and 2DS systems. It does not require me to purchase a new 3DS. So, I'm super fucking jazzed about that. I really loved Fire Emblem Awakening. I never finished it, not gonna lie. But it was really good. And that covers everything that I can think of or think is viable that came out of that Nintendo Direct. So that's pretty much it. I think we're over an hour now.
Well, is that because of errors that we've had, or is that just because we overtalked?
Yes. So there. So let's just quickly go into it about what we've been playing. Is there anything that you have been playing that's new?
This one's going to shock you. Well, yeah, considering that all I've been playing is AC Black Flag. I actually started up Skyrim again.
All right.
And you know what? It's been enjoyable. It really has.
Doesn't surprise
that I can
me
play
at
it on
all.
ultra settings and I can see all the quality that this game was really meant to be. It's just unbelievable.
So I think you and I need to have a sidebar about what happened to all your hardware that's no longer in use.
It is still sitting and waiting off to the side.
Oh, is it so?
Yes, we do need to have a sidebar with this.
I guess we do. Interesting. Well, and that's one of those things. Was like Skyrim. I tell you what, when I first saw Oblivion, like on the 360, I was like, man, that looks good, but it didn't look convincing. When I first saw Skyrim, even on the 360, I was like, wow, that looks really good. And then on the PC, with having the higher capabilities that you have, I'm sure you have a lot. You could probably delve into the mod community and start going into the guys that have done like the high 4K HD type of textures added to it to make it far superior than what it was at launch. Like there's
and then all the. Well, I was just going to say the mods that go with it.
Because I know there's a lot of, man. I know I'm going to say this wrong because I don't mod at all. I think it's EBMs. I think is what it's called.
I couldn't even tell you.
Environments.
I just call them mods.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of stuff that you can do to make that game look just fucking phenomenal.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I've got a mod turned on right now that allows me to highlight books that I haven't read out of the entire batch, so that I know if I'm looking at a bookshelf full of books, if it's blue, I haven't read that particular book yet out of the entire database of books that's out there.
You mean haven't had your character pull it out, flip through a couple of pages, and put it back just to get the experience bump?
Oh, I don't even do that. I pull it out, put it back.
Nice.
If it triggers something on the upper left-hand side with a notification, then I'm fine.
If it doesn't, fuck it. I've already got it checked off then.
Exactly.
Very interesting.
Yes, I am one of those whores.
Hey, I'm right there with you. When it comes to that kind of game where it's got like, fuck, I want to say that game has like 80 novels in it.
Oh
If you
boy.
were, because I know someone at some point, shortly after Skyrim launched, they had someone had gone through and pulled the scripts out for every book, and they had made that available on like a Kindle app or something along those lines, to where you could read through all of those in your spare time, so that when you came across them in the Skyrim world, you already knew what was in it.
You could just skip.
Yeah, it's like, hey,
I can't even imagine that. I really can't. That just sounds utterly ridiculous. I mean, I understand that you're going to create this amazing game and you're going to put in all these additional sidebars in these books or whatever you want to call them. But to have that much, I mean, I can't even imagine that.
yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy, but it's kind of like playing Fallout and going through all the stuff that's in that. Like I love Fallout, and I would really really love to hear about the next Fallout. If I don't know, somebody from Bethesda's listening, which you're not, and I'm doing this for no reason.
Well, maybe we'll get something at a QuakeCon this year.
Hopefully. Hopefully, and I'm gonna have to check to see have they already released the schedule for that?
They haven't released the schedule, but they have released the dates, and it's moved.
Hmm.
I think it's
I need to see
late
the dates.
July.
I'm gonna have to
Hang
look that
on.
up. We'll have to take that off sidebar. Because
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
do you have any other games that you've been playing that you haven't talked about that you want to cover?
No, I jumped into Skyrim, and that's all I've been playing as of late.
Okay. Well,
Hmm.
the only shit I've got actually two games that I've been playing brand new that I haven't talked about before. I don't think I've talked about one of them. You and John may have talked about this one, but I've actually jumped
Scott.
in. Damn, I'm sorry. I'm drunk. I am drunk. I am.
It even says my name on the title bar, man. Come on.
Yeah, very true. Very true. I'm petting my dog though, so give me a break. I'm over
Oh,
here
is that
trying
what
to.
we call that now?
I'm trying to keep my bitch happy while I'm talking to you. That's what's going on. Um,
Okay.
so, yes, baby. So what I've been playing recently is Warframe has finally come to the Xbox One, and me and my buddy Ryan, who the guy that I was out shooting with earlier, he finally he found it and was like, "Oh, this is my destiny, buddy." So he's like, "Great, something else to grind on." I was like, "Fantastic! I'll join you because the concept is really cool, and I'm glad to see this developer doing something that's doing fairly well because these are the guys that actually did Dark Sector way back at the beginning of the PlayStation 3 360 era, which I thought looked like a really cool game, but kind of didn't go over so well. And luckily enough, eventually I can get the glaive, which was the boomerang thing that he could throw. So I'm super jazzed about that. Hopefully I'll buy that, but then again I have to either grind out the currency to buy that, or I could buy the currency with real world money. It's a free to play game, so somewhere along the lines I'm going to spend some actual money in this game. And I can already see
Real
it.
dollars.
There's the glaive, and then there's also this flaming shield that comes with a flaming sword that I kind of really really want to buy. So I don't know. I'm probably gonna have to do that. Other than that, I mean that's really cool. The controls on a gamepad are kind of different. I know that you and Scott had been playing it on the PC, so I'm sure you're waz to waggle. When I say waggle, I'm referring to this thing here.
Yeah. Well, it's
I
funny
don't.
that you say that because there's a couple of games that you can't play. Like Skyrim is designed to play on a controller. You can't play it WASD.
Really?
Yeah, it's designed to play on a 3. Now I could probably unplug the controller and it may work, but as it
It
is,
works.
I play it on the controller. It's fine
Yeah.
because I think that's how the developers built it. So whatever.
Doesn't surprise me. Excellent. Um, let's see. Other than that, I have been playing, and I kind of hate the fact that I got talked into buying this. Final Fantasy Theater Rhythm Curtain Call on the 3DS, which is a rhythm game that is solely based around Final Fantasy music.
That could actually be
It's
quite entertaining.
it's very fun. I wish Scott was here so that he could look at me and go, "Yeah, it's totally a good time." But it's really good. In fact, I got it late in the week, and was it last night? I was playing a bunch of Warframe, and then was like, all right, my buddy had to bail out, so I did a couple of quick story missions where I was able to like sneaky through by myself, and take care of those. And I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna go to bed. And I got in there, it's like, maybe 2 songs in Theater Rhythm, and I was like, oh no, like 8 songs later, it's 2 a.m. and I'm like, oh fuck, I should go to bed, but this is great. It's
Another 6 songs later, it's 5 in the morning.
Yep, the sun was poking up, and I was like, "Yep, it's gonna be a 5-hour energy drink all day kind of day."
Yeah, I know those ones all too well.
Well, your son's younger than mine. Whoa, sorry, your daughter is younger than mine. So yeah, I bet you do.
Mm-hmm. Although she tends to do well. I mean, she's not getting up at 3 in the morning anymore, so I can at least be appreciative of that.
You're getting 6 to 8 hours.
Give or take, depending on what time I decide to go to bed.
Let me rephrase that. Is she getting 6 to 8 hours?
Yes.
Okay.
She is getting more than that is.
That was my thing when mine was growing, in that stage. It was one of the things where it's like, as long as he's getting the allotted time of sleep, fuck it. I've got coffee. And then I've got booze that'll knock me out when it's not my night to worry about it.
There you go. And that's exactly how it functions.
Excellent. All right. Well, that's basically got everything that I need to cover. Anything else you want to talk about?
No, that's all I've got, at least for tonight.
Cool beans. We're going to go ahead and wrap this up. Hopefully we haven't held you guys too terribly long. I think we've got about an hour and a half. Well, we're going to have to edit some chunks out because of internet failure on John's end.
Yep, my fault.
Totally your fault.
Totally
we'll get that edited and balanced down. We do appreciate you guys joining us. The next podcast will probably run a little long because it will end up with me and John questioning Scott about what he saw, heard, touched, and played at and smelled at PAX South, which he is currently at the time of this recording. Which hopefully he's in bed right now.
I seriously doubt it.
Let me rephrase that. Hopefully he's in the shower and then going
getting all of that stank off of him.
Oh my god, it's gonna be horrible. That's gonna be the first question. That will be the first question: is how horrible were the smells?
Mm-hmm. Oh, poor Scott. He's going to be inundated with questions.
Yes, he is, and I hope he's ready. All right, but other than that, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We appreciate you swinging by. We are the Super Barley Brothers, and we're looking forward to seeing you next time. Thank you for pressing play or whatever it is, and I'm hitting the stop button.